Hello and good day everyone, and welcome back to your YouTube channel, and welcome to another exciting team selection video of my FPL for game week 7. But first of all, we go to game week 6 and see how we performed in game week 6. Honestly, game week 6 was horrible. Very horrible. I must tell you, this is one of the worst week I've ever had with the Premier League, the Fantasy Premier League, in a very long time. But the truth is that I wildcarded, alright, but the wildcard wasn't because I want to have a fantastic game week, but I'm planning my team for the next 6 to 7 game up to the next time we're going to wildcard. So I concentrated more of creating a much more balanced team rather than trying to have 1 week punt. I try to have a balanced team so that it's a team that you can assure that 1 or 2 people will perform. But last week, I don't think that will ever happen. I don't think anything worse can ever happen than what happened last week, honestly. So, like I said, I wildcarded, and as you can see, it was wildcarded from the screen, and I had 42 points. Terrible game week. The average point was 50, and I've always said it that each time you perform below the average point, you've not done well. But if you perform above the average point, you've done well. And the truth is, if I had not wildcarded, I would have actually done better in game week 6. But it happens that way sometimes. When you wildcard like this, you can have a very bad game week. But with time, it's going to appreciate and people will see what you've done. So what happened last week? Why did I have a bad week? Flecken actually had 2 points. And if you see, Flecken actually conceded against West Ham and earning that 2 points. Not a bad choice, but at that week we expected you. So West Ham has not been doing so well lately, but this time they actually also scored. This game could have actually ended a 1-0, but West Ham actually scored and Flecken did not do well. Also, I don't want to invest so much in goalkeepers, because if you look at the people who actually invested in Raya, he actually had 1 point, which Flecken actually did better than him. So many people who actually invested in maybe the Manchester United keeper, the Man City keeper, they actually all blanked. So it's not so bad for Flecken to blank with this kind of price range. It makes your team much more balanced when you're trying to make subs and remove and put in more people. So Luis actually had 2 points. And if you look at his stats, he's played 80 minutes, which is more than the 60 minutes mark. But Man City actually had this game 1-1 against Newcastle. This game was not so predicted by many people. We thought Man City is going to beat Newcastle, as they have been beating so many teams in the Premier League, but Newcastle actually took this game to them. Of course, Man City suffered injury with Rodri, and that affected their team balance a little bit, which I think they are fixed, because if you look at in their Champions League game, let's see, if you look at in their Champions League game, Manchester City, let's look for Manchester City against Slovan, they won this game 4-0, and win this game 4-0. Look at the team lineup. That's the team lineup. And we see, they actually have more balance in this team. You have Foden in the team. We had Gundogan actually stepping up this time. I think in the last game he actually performed woefully against Newcastle, but this time he did better. Then Rico Lewis, which is our defender, which we have here, he was the man of the match, which it could be a doubt that he's going to play 90 minutes in this game. But of course, if he plays in this game up to 60 plus minutes, not too bad, because he's going to have his full 90 minutes, most especially when Man City keeps a clean sheet. And right now, Man City do not have too much options in the back, and they don't have so many players in the team, so they'll keep on playing the same team that they play week in, week out. So we hope Luis starts. Of course, we have more players that can play his role, but we hope he starts, considering he has a very good game in the Champions League. So the next game is the next player is Alexander Arnold, which had 1 point. I predicted this game in my Correct Score prediction. If you look at my other video, 2-1. and I predicted that Liverpool is going to concede in this game, which they did. But of course, Alex is a very, very pricey 7.1 million defender. The thing is that when Liverpool scores about 3 goals, Arnold is somehow involved. And when you have a defender that is heavily involved in goal like this, it's good to have him. But it wasn't the case this time. Had 1 point, and Liverpool conceded 2 goals, and that's why it remained 1 point. Gabriel also had 1 point, conceded 2 goals against a Leicester side. Not many people saw this coming. Conceded 2 goals against a Leicester side, and Gabriel didn't do anything. Arsenal scored 4 goals. He didn't make any goal and assist. Disappointing from him with the kind of caliber this player is. I think he also scored against Spurs and was the only one who scored the winning goal of that game. Ended 1-0. Arsenal versus Spurs. So we expected him to do something in this game, but he could not do that. So it ended 1 point. Then Semenyo actually had 7 points. He's one of the players who actually did well, scored a goal. I think he ended 3-1, and he scored the last goal of that game before he was being subbed up before the end of the game. Then Madueke just had an assist, and that's ended 5 points. He had an assist. Then Burma, I talked about him when I bought him. I said that this guy is going to perform well, and since then he has been doing well. In the last 2-3 games, he's been doing excellently well, and he actually had 9 points in this game and a bonus points. Then Saka did not do well at all. I think he had he had 1 bonus, because I know he had a bonus, because he had a bonus. He was about to have 3 bonus, but he was removed and he was given 1 bonus at the end of the day. So Haaland blanked, was a captain. Solanke actually had 6 points, just scored 1 goal, and Woods blanked. Then in my bench, this time we have MC Neil. He scored 2 goals. He scored a brace for the Everton side. He was not in the team. Very disappointing. But I think we'll bring him in this game week, and we expect him to perform well again, because I predicted in my other video, in my prediction video for game week 7, that Everton is going to win that game 2-1. And in every 3 goals for Everton, MC Neil is always involved in it. So this is an opportunity for you to play him, and you see he's going to do well. Colwell had 1 point. You could see what happened. Chelsea conceded 2 goals against Brighton, which is good, and that is why he was benched. And Dalot actually had 0 points. He had a yellow card. And of course, Manchester United were whooped by Spurs. So give him a 0 point. Not a good game week. It doesn't happen so often, but let's see what we've done this week. So game week 7, nothing really has changed. Flecken in the post against Wolves side. So we expect him to actually do well. Since he's playing at home, he should have some kind of good home advantage. So we expect Flecken to actually do well, have a couple of saves, and if possible, have a clean sheet against a Wolves side who has not been performing at optimal level so far this season, whooped by Chelsea 6-2 and has not won so many games. I think they have won just 1 game or so. So Wolves have not been doing so well. So we expect Flecken to be in the post. Then Lewis, there's a scare in this place, because Lewis actually played the Champions League 90 minutes and was the best player in the Champions League in the Man City side. But at the same time, we don't know what is in Pep Guardiola's mind. He could choose to play him 90 minutes. He could choose to rest him and bring in him after halftime. He could choose to start him and remove him just in 50 minutes. Anything can happen. He's not a player that we can vouch that he has to play every 90 minutes. So we are keeping our fingers crossed to see if he plays and also have some good points. Then Alexander Arnold is going to play against a Crystal Palace away from home. Crystal Palace has not been doing so well, but we trust that Arnold will actually do something in this game. If he's not keeping a clean sheet, he should make an assist. If he's not making an assist, he should make a goal. He's still a decent side. But if you look at the fixtures right now for the fixtures for Liverpool, you see that after the Crystal Palace game, Liverpool is going to be having Chelsea. They're going to be having Arsenal. They're going to be having Brighton, which have lost only 1 game this season against Chelsea. They're going to be having Aston Villa, which is in Champions League, and they're doing so well. And we are having a player like Watkins who is going to score. And let's remove Southampton from there. They're going to be having Manchester City. They're going to be having Newcastle. So I'm thinking about selling Alexander-Arnold at this point. Maybe we'll give him this game and let's see, because he's a very pricey defender. Remove him and remove maybe Saka and bring in Palmer. Yeah, maybe I'm bringing Palmer and also try to bring in a cheaper defender. That's what I'm thinking about doing. So we can have, because we had Palmer before now. I talked about how good he was, but the wild card has removed him in. So we could do that because Saka, I don't know. Let's see how Saka is going to perform against Southampton. If Saka will not score at least a brace in this game, then Saka is out. Because if he cannot score a brace against a Southampton, which is the worst team in the Premier League right now, then who can he score a brace against? Compared with Palmer, who scored 4 goals in one game, and he can continue with that. He did that last season. He almost won the Golden Boot ahead of Haaland. A midfielder almost winning the Golden Boot ahead of Haaland. And you see, he has started again this season. So I'm not going to risk him. I'm just giving Saka an opportunity against Southampton. If he doesn't have a brace, out of the team. And after this game against Arnold, he's going to also be out. So bring in Palmer and one other team. So that's why I'm not using my transfer this week. I guess that's what I'm going to do in the next week, considering that there is no injuries. So that will maintain. Gabriel also a very decent defender, and I expect him to perform well against Southampton, keeping a clean sheet and maybe even scoring a goal, if not a brace. Who knows? Then Semenyo. We expect Semenyo to continue his good run. He scored against a newly promoted side. Also, we expect him to score again against a newly promoted side. But the thing about Semenyo is that he doesn't really have bonuses. If you look at it, he has only had one bonus. This is a bonus line, all right? Against Nottingham Forest, he's just had one bonus, and he hasn't had more bonuses. But if you see him, he had a goal against Southampton. He also had a goal against Everton. He had an assist against Newcastle. He's not so pricey, but we brought him in because of his fixtures coming up. If you look at his last fixtures, he played, let's see, his last fixture he played Southampton. His next fixtures is playing Leicester. Okay, we're going to take him out for like 3 games, but after those 3 games, look at what's happening. He's going to be playing Brighton. Of course, we can bench him against Arsenal. We can bench against Aston Villa. We can bench against Man City. But fatigue could tell in this Aston Villa side, so it's possible he could play. Just depend on the team at that point in time. He's going to play against Brentford. He's going to play against Brighton, Wolves. These are not very easy fixtures, but at the same time, if Bournemouth is actually going to be scoring 1-2 goals, we know that Semenyo will be heavily involved in those goals. So Madueke has scored hat-trick in his first game in Chelsea, but since then, we don't know what has been happening with him. Yeah, if you look at the the second game, okay, we don't want to count that Man City game as the first game, honestly. We just look at that game and just close our eyes. So the first official win for Chelsea, he scored a hat-trick, 20 points. And since then, he has not been doing so well, apart from the assist he had in the last game. So we watch him, we also scout him and see he has 6.5 million. The reason why he's in the team is because he's a starter, all right, and he is very, very dangerous going forward. He has a lot of potential in him, but let's see if he's going to do well or not. But we have a lot of a good bench. Just in case it doesn't do well, we can bring him in and we can take him out and bring in Sancho. Sancho is actually much more fluent in his gameplay and actually can provide something out of nothing. So Mbemo, of course, he's been doing extremely well. You saw that he has had 2 attacking returns now in his last 2 games, and now he's playing Wolves at home. So we believe that Brentford will score, Brentford will win, and also Mbemo will actually have 1 or 2 attacking returns again in this game. So Saka, like I said, if Saka does not perform in this game, is out completely. But I expect the kind of quality of Saka. Arsenal won 2-0 in their Champions League game, and Saka and I think Havertz was in the score sheet. That 2-0 win, so against PSG. So I believe Saka will also do well in this game. He has to do well in this game, else he'll be out. So MC Neo did well in his last game. We expect him to do better also against Newcastle, which is a team that is on and off. I would say they're on and off. Everybody will say Newcastle should beat Everton, but let me tell you something. Everton is fighting relegation at this moment. They don't want to relegate. It's a team that doesn't want to relegate at all. They have a very good background. Rooney and some other good players have come out from Everton. They have a very good tradition. And in that team, they say no to relegation. So they are doing everything possible to win games. We saw that they won that game against, I think, Crystal Palace 2-1. And I believe they're going to continue on that their decent run and win this game also. I predicted 2-1 in my video. You can go to my video link and watch that video and see my correct score prediction in that game. So next is Haaland and Solanke. So Haaland, I'm captain Haaland, of course. No brainer to captain Haaland, because if you see his let's see his history. Just let's cover the Newcastle game. Just look at what Haaland has done this season. Had 7 points against Chelsea, had 17 points against Ipswich, had 17 points against West Ham, had 13 points against Brentford, had 9 points against Arsenal. Just removed the Newcastle game, and we expect him to have more points against Fulham. He's going to be a captain. Nobody can tell me anything. If he blanks, I will be happy with it. If he blanks, why I say so? Because he has given me a lot of attacking return. Yeah, of course, he has given a lot of attacking return so far. Of course, we just brought him in with the wild card, but you see this Haaland, we had to sacrifice Salah to bring in Haaland, and with that kind of prize money, he should be 15.3 million right now. He should be playing and he should be captained at all time. No brainer, captain Erling Haaland against Fulham, and that will be it. Solanke is going to play against Brighton, so I believe this game will be tightly contested, whereby Brentford will play against Tottenham Hotspur. In my prediction video, I predicted 1-1. So I just believe, I hope as a fantasy team, I expect him to even score much more goal, of course. So I believe Solanke is going to do well in this game. So nothing has been changed. The bench, we have Colwell in the bench against Nottingham Forest. We have Wood against Chelsea, and we have Dalot against Aston Villa. So let's see how it plays. I'm not going to be making any substitution now. I just used my wildcard. I bought these players for a reason. And also, if you have also used a wildcard last week, just a tip of advice. You got those players you got for a reason. And even though they don't perform in one game week, I don't think you bought them because you wanted them to perform in one game week. So I just advise that you should be patient and watch them play in 2-3 game week. If they don't perform well, then you can make a change. But for now, let's just watch them and see that they're going to do well. But on paper, this team is actually excellent. Produce as high as 70 to 80 points in a game week. But who knows? Practically, things can be different. But let's hope for the best. So if you like the video, if you like the video, just give it a like, make a comment, click the subscribe button, see the description button below, and let me know your thoughts. Tell me what you think. And yeah, next week we know that we are having an international break, so there won't be any video from the FPL team selection. Yeah, so we'll just enjoy the international break, have fun, travel, have your holiday, and remain blessed. Thank you.